The NNSCRA Offline and Online Racing at its best presents Speed World. Welcome everybody to season number 2 of the NNSCRA IROC Series, the International Race of Champions that is here. As we are set for round number 1 racing at Daytona International Speedway during NNSCRA Speedweeks leading up to the NNSCRA Duracell Cup Series Daytona 500. This is, of course, the series that we take the top 12 drivers from last season's Duracell Cup Series points, in this case from season 7 of the Duracell Cup Series, as they head into season 8. And we put them on the series here, and the starting lineup for today's race at Daytona, by the way, too, the first round, will be in order of the Duracell Cup Series points as they finish in order, I should say. That is to say, the points leader will start on the pole, and the last place driver in the point, all the way down to the last place driver in the points, who starts last in this field here today. And it's also the only race that, as we explained in the video I did about not too long ago, as a matter of fact, that it's the only race where car number 1 will start P number 1. The last 3 races, car 12 starts on the pole with car number all the way down to car number 1, who starts last in this event. Not in this event, but the rest of the 3 events there, round 2 will be at Talladega, round 3 will be at Watkins Glen, and then round 4 will be during the weekend of the Duracell Cup finale at Michigan. So that's how it's going to be. So that's how the field lines up here. We'll give you a starting lineup as they go around for the pace lap here. Here comes the command to fire the engines for today's race for round number 1 at Daytona.
3, 2, 1. Gentlemen, start your engines.
That should be ladies and gentlemen, start your engines, because we have a lady in this field. So the pace car leads the field off of pit road as we're going to get the starting lineup for today's event. Field rounds through turns number 1 and 2, and as you see, the cars beautifully prepared here, identically prepared as one can make them. That's the purpose of this IROC Series. Take 12 drivers here and match them up in equally prepared cars on 4 separate racetracks here. Here's your starting lineup for round number 1 at Daytona, again, by order of Duracell Cup Series points as they finished. On the pole is Jessica Shelton. She's in the black car on the pole here. She's the defending Duracell Cup Series champion. And the guy who bowed it down to the wire with her, Casey Hoyt, will on the outside. He's in the bright green car. Row 2 has Dylan Potey in the silver car on the inside lane. Alongside of him in the black car is Matthew Rodriguez. Row number 3 has the cream color car, Jesse Turner, on the inside lane. On the outside of him is Reese Banks in the lime green machine. 4th row has Ryan Butcher in the aqua color car, and on the outside of him in the rose color car is Zach Rogers. Row 5 has Keith Batson in the purple car, and beside him is Connor Breton in the yellow car. And starting shotgun field is Austin LaPlante. He'll be driving the red colored car, and on the outside of him in the orange colored car is Rob Evans. That's how they'll line up for round number 1 at Daytona. 30 laps of racing here today. Pace car on the pit road, and the green flag flies, and boogity, 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 let's go racing, boys and girls. Field goes through turns number 1 and 2 here to start this season off. Again, only 4 races here, and of course the lineup at Daytona, the only time we'll see them lined up like that, by the way, too, in order of Duracell Cup Series points, because the rest of the races here, as we mentioned, round 2 at Talladega will be lined up in reverse order of the finish, in reversal of the finishing order of this race. As to say, if you start last, you will start on the pole for round 2 at Talladega, and I think some of these guys are trying to start last for Talladega because they were 4 wide through turn number 3 and 4 here as they come to the start-finish line. Zach Rogers on the low side trying to get the first lap led there, but it will not be Zach Rogers. It'll be Jessica Shelton leading lap number 1 of the NNSCRA IROC Series. First lap tied at 164 miles per hour, but that's just your warm-up lap. These cars will run this track around 190 miles per hour here around Daytona. I'd say a little bit faster than Talladega probably too. 3 wide down the backstretch here. Austin LaPlante in the low side of the racetrack here as he'll take the top spot here. Takes it away from Keith Batson and Zach Rogers. And they are 3 wide, about 3 rows deep as they come off turn number 4. As now Rob Evans, who started this race last here, to the low side of the racetrack here. It doesn't take you long, obviously, with 12 cars to go from last to first, as you've seen here, as you're seeing already here in this series here. So you're going to see some fun racing here this season in the IROC Series as you're right on board with Reese Banks in the lime green machine here, one of the 3 in-car cameras in today's event. And already you've seen over 190 miles per hour out of Reese Banks' car right there. And that lap speed's over 190 miles, or 191 in the case of Banks' car. There's the second in-car camera. It's from Dylan Poteet's machine in the silver-colored car. Inside of Casey Hoyt in the bright green car, and Poteet's going to push the Poteet car to the top spot ahead of Rob Evans. And there's the third in-car camera that will be riding inside of the car is Zach Rogers in the rose-colored car. There's inside Zach Rogers' machine. You see the tachometer right there at about probably 6,500 RPMs around this track at Daytona. As you can tell, these drivers all are on the throttle the whole way down the track here on this plate track at Daytona. So we expect the same thing at Talladega, obviously, too. Rogers last time by was clocked in the 6th position. We are 4 laps into the event already. Just an explosive start here at Daytona International Speedway. And everybody over 190 miles an hour a lap. As we mentioned, 190 miles an hour at Daytona here. They're already over 192.8 miles an hour, almost 193 around this track at Daytona. Remember, last season they ran, these are brand new cars as well too. Last season, you remember, they ran the Dodge Challengers. This season, they're running the 1987 Z28 Chevy Camaros. Connor Breton in the yellow car out in front now as he completes now the 5th lap of this event. We have 25 to go. Talladega round number 2 will be a 29 laps is the distance at Talladega. As Keith Batson now goes to the lead. Keith Batson, I'm sure, is going to be asking me, when are we going to run a Ford in IROC? Because if you know Keith Batson, he is a, we call him Mr. Ford because he is a die-hard Ford fan. And he has run, this is his 2nd appearance in the IROC Series. You remember last season, he was in the IROC last season in NNSCRA IROC. This season, so he's now driven a Dodge and a Chevrolet, and I think that's all we do intend to run in IROC, by the way, too. So what you see is what you get in this series, by the way, too. These are 12 dirt cars of the same, 12 of the same car as we mentioned here, and all equally prepared as one can make them. But Keith Batson is in IROC this season. He is trying for the IROC Championship, nonetheless, so even though he is in a Chevrolet. But Batson is running right now, dropping back a little bit as he runs behind the blue car of Matthew Rodriguez, the dark blue car. Meantime, we got Rob Evans low side battling for the lead alongside Casey Hoyt in the dark green car. That is the orange car of Rob Evans. They come off the 4th turn. Dylan Poteet low side. He's got Reese Banks behind him in the lime green machine. Poteet just barely missed leading that lap here over Casey Hoyt, or not Casey Hoyt, but Rob Evans. Banks on the low side, along also with Jesse Turner in the cream-colored car, the rose-colored car of Zach Rogers, and the yellow car of Connor Breton. Down the backstretch here, and Zach Rogers getting pushed by Breton as they go through turns number 3 and 4 now. And Zach Rogers trying for the top spot now as he goes through turns number 3 and 4. Poteet up on leading the field in the silver car Rogers low side. Is he going to lead that lap away from Poteet? Not quite. 8 laps in this event so far here. They're averaging over 187 miles an hour after 8 laps in this event here at Daytona International Speedway. Rogers out in front. Keith Batts in second position now. And that's what 188 miles an hour looks like coming off turn number 2 out of all these cars. The only thing different about these cars is obviously the number, the driver, and the color of the car, obviously. And getting a little bit squirrely there through the third and fourth turns as well as for the most part here as they come off the fourth turn now. Austin LaPlante in the red car here. Well, I was going to say he's going to try for third position, or try for second place here, but Jessica Shelton had other thoughts in that black car, the defending Duracell Cup Series champion. And no stranger to my coverage as well, too, because she is a many-time champion in the Castrol GTX Cup Series as well, too. Jessica up to the second position now, trying to get past Zach Rogers. And Shelton looks low side now, looking for the top spot now. She led the very first lap of this event. Numbers on these cars here just for this event, as we mentioned, just only for the numbers on these cars just only for this event, matching the position they finished in the Duracell Cup Series points. And guess what? You got 1 and 2 right there alongside there. Jessica Shelton led that lap over Casey Hoyt. And of course, if you watch the finale at Michigan, what a battle those two put up. But the point is, it's a shame there had to be a loser in this one, in that battle too, there, because Shelton and Hoyt raced their hearts out for that one as well too. But as it was, Jessica Shelton won the race and the title at Michigan Speedway, the last stop on the Duracell Cup Tour last season. Casey Hoyt had the lead, but now it's Ryan Butcher in the aqua color car up to the top spot now. As they come to start finish line now, Connor Brayton looks to the low side, looks to lead that lap over Ryan Butcher, and that will not happen. Butcher leads that lap. So it's telling me there. So it's telling me these guys are trying to time it perfectly. When they do get to about come off turn number 4, coming to the start finish line to the checkered flag here, they're trying to time the move off the fourth turn. That way they can make a last second pass to the line. And so far from what I'm seeing, everybody's falling short to the line there. They're not quite timing it perfectly. But as we always say, though, it depends on how well in the position you get to for the race to the line here. As one said, the best you can do in any given race is put yourself in a position to win, and the circumstances will dictate the outcome. That's what one's always said, and it's no different at Daytona than it is in any other track. Rob Evans looking to the low side of Dylan Poteet now for position. On board Dylan Poteet's car. Locked in 4th position the last time by, as Matthew Rodriguez on the outside. Up ahead of him is Austin LaPlante in the red car. Now Keith Batts dips low side. Poteet caught in the sucker hole right in the middle. He's got Rob Evans in the orange car and Connor Breen on the ahead of him in the yellow car, and also Reese Banks, the leader in the lime green car, as Rogers looks low side. Can't quite get the lap led away from Banks. And there's a look from Reese Banks' perspective. He was the leader. Now Austin LaPlante takes it away from him. And way down on the low side comes Jessica Shelton in the black car as she swoops past both Rogers and Banks, and now Batson as well too. And has a beat on Austin LaPlante for position now in the red car. Shelton in the black car. Ryan Butcher running in 3rd position now. Shelton ducks to the inside now. Almost halfway home in this race here. 14 down, 16 to go here at Daytona. And all 12 cars still right there together here at this racetrack. Just some tremendous racing these cars are giving us here this season. Casey Hoyt looks to the low side now as they go into turn 3. Gets past Pote and gets past Shelton as well too, as you see Jesse Turner pushing him in that cream-colored machine. Turner finishing number 5 in the points last season. And he hopes for a win here at Daytona as well too. In fact, all 12 of these drivers are hoping for an opening win at Daytona. Off into turn number 3 they come. We mentioned the points chase as we mentioned as well too here. The lineups, I should say. We should mention the lineup actually. We mentioned lineup for Talladega, round 2 at Talladega and round 3 at Watkins Glen will both be in lineup according to in reversal of the finishing order from the last race on the tour. Again, as I said, if you win this race here, you get a bit of a penalty. You start last. If you finish last, well, you get a bit of a break. You start on the pole for race number 2 here. So it goes down from 12, 11, 10, 9, so on and so forth down to the first place driver. And for the 4th and final round at Michigan Speedway, we will be lining them up in reversal of the points of the current points position. As they again, last place in the points starts pole all the way down to the points leader, who starts shotgun in the field. Zach Rogers again looks low side of Keith Batson now for position as Reese Banks led the last time by. And I should mention too, points wise too, you get 1 point for leading a lap, at least 1 point for leading at least a lap, and then 1 additional point for the driver who leads the most laps of the race. So there you have it with that, and the points will line up again. 12 points for the winner, 11 for second, 10 for third, and so on down to 1 point for last place. That was how the points will be, and I will be doing the points by myself, by the way, too, as well. So that's your that's gonna be a season. That's gonna be every season of IROC in a nutshell, pretty much as long as we do NNSCRA IROC. As now Zach Rogers goes to the point. He led the last time by, but here comes number 7, the Aqua car of Ryan Butcher to the low side, and he pushes Rogers up the track now. He's got Casey Hoyt behind him, Jessica Shelton, and Dylan Pote behind. 2, 1, and 3 right there, nose to tail. As Ryan Butcher takes the lead now, and he'll lead that lap over Rogers. Again, 3 wide, about 3 rows deep right there, as Connor Breeden holds the caboose right now in that yellow car, as Matthew Rodriguez in that dark blue car. There he is, the dark blue number 4. He now finds the low side of the track now, trying to get himself in the position. Pote looking for the top spot. He's got it right now with Jesse Turner shoving him, along with Rob Evans, Matthew Rodriguez, and Connor Breeden as they come off the 4th turn now. And Keith Batson decides to join in on that group as well too. But not Casey Hoyt, but Reese Banks had other ideas in that lime green car as he squeezes in between Breeden and Batson. And Rob Evans will go to the top spot. Jesse Turner had to lead only for a moment. And this time by will be 10 laps to go. The fastest lap of the race so far, set by Connor Breeden at 192.984 miles an hour. They're averaging 189 miles an hour around Daytona. Off the 4th turn, Reese Banks looking for the top spot now. And Batson looking to make it 3 wide for the lead, and he will go to the inside lane. Zach Rogers pushing him. 3 wide for the top spot, and give it to Keith Batson to turn number 1. Should be has the lead in turn number 1, and he does. Off the 2nd turn here. Austin LaPlante now for second position now on Jessica Shelton as they go through turns number 3 and 4. Riding to Zach Rogers and inside that rose-colored number 8. He's got Jessica Shelton up ahead of him there, and then in the outside lane, Rogers clocked in 7th position the last time by. See the speed right there, 190 miles an hour off turn number 2. Speed climbing up, 192, 193. He now drops down a lane, 191 miles an hour to turn number 3. And he pulls up behind Matthew Rodriguez in the dark blue number 4. That's inside Reese Banks' machine. Eight laps to go here in round number 1 of IROC at Daytona International Speedway, and what a show these cars are putting on so far. Backstretch now as they go into turn number 3. And they're gonna try to line up. They're gonna try to pace this race and pace this race and restart this race all over again. Just tremendous stuff here at Daytona as they come off the 4th turn now. As now Dylan Poteet and Jesse Turner are now the 2 cars in the back end. May not be a bad idea unless may not be a bad idea if one of these cars up front gets into a shoving match and gets into a wreck. Off into turn 3 now. Matthew Rodriguez out in front now as they come off the 2nd turn. Jessica Shelton. Low side, that black colored number 1. But Ryan Butcher says, I want to go for the lead as well too. 3 wide in turn 3, and he's got Austin LaPlante behind him now off in the 3rd turn. And that's what 190 miles an hour looks like zooming by off turn number 4. Poteet, 3 wide. Him and Jesse Turner's been working very well so far. See what happens in the turn number 1. And Turner's going to push Poteet to the lead. 6 laps to go at Daytona. That's what it looks like from the back bumper at over 190 miles an hour. Poteet sweeps down 2 lanes there to the low side. Keeps the top spot for the time being. Here comes Rob Evans. Low side in that orange car. Five laps to go now. Last lap for the leader, 191.62 miles an hour. They're nearing a 190 mile an hour average right now as they come down the backstretch now. Poteet. He had Keith Batson behind him, and now Batson looks low side. Reese Banks is going to stick with Poteet in the turn number 3. That doesn't work. Batson's got too much momentum as he gets to low side now. He's going to have Connor Breton behind him in that yellow car, low side. And it's going to be Batson leading him now down with 4 laps to go. But Roger says, he goes 3 wide now to the low side. Batson up on the high side. Loses about 3 or 4 spots. And Zach Rogers going to the top spot now with Matthew Rodriguez to the low side now. And again, Ryan Butcher says, 3 wide to the low side again. He's got Jesse Turner behind him. Turner's got 1 fast piece of equipment now in that number in that cream color number 5. And guess what? He's got Poteet behind him now too off the 4th turn. And there's your whole field. You paid your money, now take your choice. Off through turns number 1 and 2 to come here. Jesse Turner leading it now down with 3 laps remaining. 2 to go this time by. Jesse Turner giving himself a little bit of a gap right there, and that's the last thing you want to do right there with this pack of cars there. We're this close to each other in a draft there is to get a gap here because they will swallow you up quick on the back stretch or wherever. Turner has 2 to go to try to hold them all up here, but here comes Reese Banks in that lime green number 6. And, whoa, he's about tapped Jessica Shelton, and Shelton goes low side now. But Banks holds on for second position. Shelton stays in there. Whoa. I thought Reese Banks was going to get right into Rob Evans right there. And they are, I thought they were going to go forward right there as Breton and Shelton bounce off each other off turn number 4. Coming to start finish line, the white flag waves. 1 lap remaining at Daytona. Connor Breton, low side, looks for the lead. He's got it through turns 1 and 2. Zach Rogers to second position. Third now. Trying for third is Ryan Butcher. Let backstretch now. What are you going to do? Rogers stuck in the middle now. Here comes Ryan Butcher in that aqua color car. Looking for the lead here. Breton leads off into turn 3. Butcher tries the low side through turns number 3 and 4. Here they come up the 4th turn. It is Connor Breton out in front. Looking to hold them all up here, and he is going to do so. Connor Breton wins round number 1 at Daytona. Connor Breton takes the first round of the NNSCRA International Race of Champions in that yellow Chevy Camaro of his, car number 10. He may start dead last at Talladega though, but he will be the first winner of the season. Second place goes to Ryan Butcher, third to Dylan Poteet, fourth position to Austin LaPlante, and fifth position will go to Zach Rogers. That's how they'll finish here today. Average speed 190.186 miles an hour. And there is the cars coming down pit road. What a race that was right there. Here, 30 laps of absolute great action here today. And it all ends up with Connor Breton taking the victory and winning it on the last lap, passing the turn number 1. And he got it done here today. Here, rest of the finishing order here. Casey Hoyt comes home finishing 6th position. Jessica Shelton 7th. 8th goes to Jesse Turner. 9th, Matthew Rodriguez. Keith Batson 10th. Reese Banks 11th, and Rob Evans ends up finishing where he started in 12th position. So that's how he'll finish here today at Daytona again. And so Rob Evans will start from the pole for round number 2 at Talladega Super Speedway. So again, the points will be distributed at the end of this video here at here. So if you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Duracell Cup Series here. Be sure we got everything on the channel. We got NR races. We got gaming videos. We got NR online videos. Whatever the president of the NNSCRA Series Seth Cole desires to have for his channel. Be sure to check out Seth's Duracell Cup Series and the NNSCRA Duracell Ultra Light Series, which is his Xfinity Series. Be sure, and if you want in on future seasons of one or both of those series, or one or two of those if you want in on future seasons of one of those series, be sure to get with Seth, and he will try to get you going on that here. If you want in on the Duracell Cup Series or the Duracell Ultra Light Series, if you want in on either one of those series, get with Seth, and he'll get you going on that. Also, be sure to check out our other channels from other members of the NNSCRA community here, including the We the Coasters channel from Dylan Young and Kyle Matthews. And if you are a roller coaster / amusement park fanatic, then We the Coasters is the channel for you on that. So that will do it here today at Daytona. Again, congratulations to Connor Breton, the winner here today of round number 1 of the NNSCRA IROC Series. This is James Colson. This has been a presentation of the NNSCRA offline and online racing at its best. We'll see you in round number 2 of the IROC at Talladega Superspeedway.
Greg, did you have any ignition problems?